Hello everyone, this is Kiana from the Oracle Chamber here with your monthly forecast for the month of August 2021 for all of the zodiac signs. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you may notice that quite a bit is different. I'm here in the official Oracle Chamber studio that I set up in my home office, and I absolutely love it. It's definitely following the sort of vibe that we all need to be putting out, where we're needing to tap into the part of us that wants to create, that wants to express ourselves, that wants to live in our fullest heart.
And that's not easy for me to do as I'm an Aquarius, a double Aquarius with that.
But there is this massive turning point as we are basically in the middle of 2021 now, where the only way out of this matrix, the only way to get to where we want to go, to have the vision and the dream that Jupiter in Pisces was kind of cultivating for us, that vision that we had of, or the dreaming is more of Pisces realm than, and Aquarius is more of the visionary realm. But the dream that we had of what is possible for us, the life that we could live, we could live in either heaven or hell, right? And Pisces being the dual sign, and the nodes being in dual signs, being mutable signs. There is a way to flip the script. Whether you're living in one reality and you want to jump over to another. Now that Jupiter has come back into Aquarius, it's almost like we're getting this more, a part of us, a very deep and spiritual part of us is awakening. That was not present while Jupiter was in Aquarius last time, fully direct. Now we are traversing landscapes that we thought we dealt with, that we thought that we cultivated, that we saw the vision and we knew exactly how it was going to play out. And the South Node in Sag, of course, loves to believe that it knows everything, that the path laid out in front of him or her is easy, right? But now this Leo season is here to kind of remind us, as it's kickstarting this Jupiter and Aquarius energy, and also activating the Saturn-Uranus square that's been happening all year. There is this kickstart of energy where we're needing to come alive in order to create that dream, in order to see it manifest in physical reality, which is the big gap that most of us, especially in the spiritual community, have, is finding or bridging the gap between our tiny selves and our big self, which to us holds all the rewards. But Mercury, which is the ruler of Gemini, the North Node, is the key to this, is the key to mastering the tiny self, to finding what works for you in your reality in order to change your reality. With Jupiter in Aquarius retrograde, there is a world that we're connected to, whoever you are, wherever you are in life. There's a world that you're connected to that is not conducive to your happiness, that is not conducive to the ultimate dream that you want to have, and you're going to have to disconnect from that world in order to build a new one, in order to allow the new one to enter into your life. And it is a very internal journey. It requires you to believe in your own heart above all outside opinion, above all outside peer pressure, above all the voices that tell you that you're confused, because deep down inside, you know you're not confused. You know there's absolute clarity about what you want, which I feel has been missing for a long time. But the North Node in Gemini, as these are the last few months that we're going to be having the North Node here, which is exalted here, by the way. These last few months, before we get into the North Node in Taurus, are for us to refine that vision by allowing it, or strategizing. There's an active principle here where we need to be on our toes, where we need to be quick, we need to be fast, we need to be thinking, we need to be strategizing, and we need to be asking questions and collecting more data and making decisions from that point versus just believing something's going to happen just because, just because you deserve it, just because it's your karma or whatever, the South Node, Jupiter and Aquarius, weird connection type of stories can summon up. So as far as the theme for August this year goes, I feel like this is the last big party month, if you can call it that, or a more of a chilled out month before we get into the more harder stuff, which is going to be coming up in the fall and winter, especially when Venus goes retrograde and all of that stuff starts to happen, which I feel the world will be getting a bit more strict, more slowed down. Right now, it feels like things are opening back up. It feels like the light, there's a light at the end of the tunnel, but the only light at the end of the tunnel is the light inside of you. That is the only light that you can rely on at this time. And you have to be brave enough and rebellious enough and believing in your own rhythm enough with Jupiter and Aquarius to allow that to be expressed at its full capacity in order to discover what you are capable of, because you have to go through the learning curve in Gemini. You don't know everything yet. You have to explore. So, just a quick rundown of some of the major transits that are coming up this month for all of us. By August 2nd, we're going to be having a superior Sun-Mercury conjunction in Leo, which is also going to be opposite Saturn and Aquarius, like exact 10 degrees, which is also retrograde. And that's kind of activating as well the Saturn-Uranus square. But this is happening while Venus and Mars are in Virgo, which is a co-ruler of Mercury, of course. So there is this big mercurial vibe right off the gate that's happening this month. I'm sorry. I'm drinking a smoothie. The superior Sun-Mercury conjunction is the culmination point. You can consider it the full moon to the inferior conjunction, which happened in May earlier this year, in Gemini, while Mercury was retrograde in Gemini, and it was closest to the Earth from our point of view. The Sun and Mercury met up while Mercury was in the position between the Earth and the Sun. So whatever message that we got from Spirit at that time, whatever was crystal clear, there is, with this superior conjunction, there is this point of culmination where we're having to, it's like we're asking ourselves, are we going to show up? Or how are we going to show up? Especially with Venus and Mars in Virgo, which is all about the strategy, getting your plan in order. Right off the gate in August, I feel like even though this is technically a party month, it's Leo month, we're all having fun and we all want to be creative and express ourselves and just have our fun in the sun on the beach. I feel like it's like a massive sober party where nobody's getting drunk. Or at least I hope no one's getting drunk. At least right now. Right now, this is calling for soberness, sobriety, and absolute commitment and absolute clarity to your truth. Because that was what the inferior conjunction with Mercury and Gemini on top of the North Node was teaching us. What is absolute truth for you? And do you have the courage now in your life to express that in any area of your life, and to be strategic with how you express it? You know, you have to meet yourself where you are. You can't just expect yourself. And I have this problem all the time, as I am very much an air sign, where you get overly ahead of yourself, or you try to jump too many steps to get to the destination. You know, when you're at square one and you try to get to square 50, you end up disappointing yourself. You end up believing, South Node and Sag, that maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe the universe doesn't want me to have this. You know, all types of beliefs and stories and mythologies that we can create in our minds because we weren't strategic with how we initiated action, and we didn't meet ourselves where we are now. And Gemini is all about what you can see, hear, feel, touch, taste with your physical senses in your environment, in your immediate environment. You know, I can feel the smoothness of the computer. I can feel the smoothness of my wooden desk here, old wooden desk. You know, and also even just setting up the studio, you know, I have to use what I have. And even though I can buy things like this pretty pompous, I think it's called a pompous or pampas, I don't know, plant, you know, I can amp it up through finances, right? At the end of the day, even then, you have to use whatever finances you have. You can't just say, okay,
I'm going to build a $10,000 studio when you don't have $10,000. It doesn't make any sense. Unless you're borrowing, but even then you have to have the resource to talk to the person who's going to give you the loan.
So it's all about, with all of this energy in Virgo in Leo season, triggering this Gemini energy, triggering this Mercurial energy of needing to understand your environment, work with your environment, work with yourself where you are, and just being okay with that. Being okay with learning the ropes and discovering things step by step. That's going to get you to where you need to go. And then, of course, we have the Leo new moon happening August 8th at 16 degrees, which is squaring Uranus. It's opposing Saturn, and it's emphasizing this year-long Saturn-Uranus square, which is, you know, we have to change. We have to change ourselves and upgrade ourselves, advance ourselves. In order to advance ourselves to the next level, we have to do things completely differently. We have to set the ground for a new future. Saturn and Uranus are both co-rulers of Aquarius. And we already had the full moon in Aquarius at the end of July. The first one. There's going to be another one. And that's going to be at the end of Aquarius. This first one is at the beginning of Aquarius. And it was like the vision of what you need to do. You got a vision of the future. It's like you had a little signal. I think of powerful, especially full moons in Aquarius, as little satellite signals, you know, like you would expect to hear from an alien or foreign, a foreign entity trying to communicate with the human race. It's like you get these little signals, and we got a signal on this first full moon in Aquarius, where it's like, okay, I see what's about to happen. I need to make a change right now. And this new moon in Leo, activating the Saturn-Uranus square, the rulers of Aquarius, is like, yeah, what are you going to do about it? Who are you going to be? Are you going to show up? And that's exactly where I am right now. You have to show up in your full authenticity. You have to show up in your full heart. Leo rules the heart, you know, the self. Are you fully comfortable in your true self? Not the mask that you put on to the rest of the world to try and be politically correct and fair to all, even though those things are important. That's not ultimately who you are, you know? And the world needs right now, more than political correctness, truth and love. And the only way true love can be expressed is when you're being yourself and you're not holding back and you're not filtering it out. So my advice for all of the signs this month is to be as uncomfortable as possible. In any way that you can think of, in any way that you're thinking right now, I really should do that, or that would really be good for me, but I don't know what to expect. I don't know if I should do this. I don't know if I'm ready. You are ready. Especially as we get towards the middle and the end of the month when we have a lot more energy in Virgo, and this Virgo energy, this almost strategic energy on the search for purity and cleaning things up and fixing things that aren't working, parts of yourself that aren't working, parts of your identity that need to be cut out. You know, all of this Virgo energy is going to be squaring the nodes, which is a big destiny point. It's a big choice to make. It's going to be forming a nodal T-square. We're going to be having several of these. First, we're going to be having it with Venus. And then I believe Mercury comes next. And Mars. And the moon, as the moon crosses these planets. There's, first of all, a big detox, a big cleanse, preparing us for the winter. There's that quote in Game of Thrones, winter is coming, you know. I've been hearing that a lot, actually. And I really feel it, you know. I really feel that the end of the year is going to be not the most, not the easiest. And we want to prepare ourselves for that. We want to put ourselves in the best position that we can right now. And the only way to do that is to be as precise as possible. Virgo is requiring precision, is requiring a strategy, having a proper plan in place. And also, you know, in following up with working with wherever you are right now. What are the things that you need to fix in your life? You can no longer sit on it because it's gonna act as a virus in your life, and it's gonna infest it towards the end of the year if you don't cut it out now. We're getting a sliver of lightness right now, and that lightness is towards the activation of our solar heart energy, our true self and our truth. Don't waste it. Please don't waste it. So we also have Uranus going retrograde towards the end of the month. And it's really interesting because when Uranus goes retrograde, I'll actually try to pull it up here now. I don't know. This is a whole new setup that I have, guys. So if nothing works correctly, and I spent about 2 hours preparing this setup. I didn't think it would take that long, but it really did. And it's just been you know, no matter what challenges as you're pursuing your truth, no matter what challenges you come across in that pursuit, you have to roll with the punches. We have the North Node in a mutable sign. We're having this strategic energy in Virgo in a mutable sign. And even though Jupiter in Aquarius wants to know everything, and the South Node in Sagittarius wants to know everything, the only way to know everything is to figure it out yourself. You can't just watch a YouTube video and expect to know how to change your life. You have to actually change your life. And it sounds like common sense. But where's the proof to back up that you know what common sense is? Because Virgo demands results. Uranus and Taurus demands results, but results of a higher level. Are you really upgrading, or are you the same as you were 10 years ago? You don't want to be put in that position. Yeah. It might be better to show it this way. So you can see Uranus here. Let's go to see, August 20th, the day before it goes retrograde. It's stationary position. The moon is in Aquarius, just going over Saturn. And then there's the square. Yep. Uranus went retrograde, squaring over to the moon and Saturn in Aquarius, which are the rulers of Aquarius. Uranus and Saturn. So, yeah, it's like, and then we also have, hold on. We also have this kite happening in the sky. It's a grand air trine between Venus and Libra, which is in its domicile position, and we have the moon in Aquarius, Saturn in Aquarius, which is its home position as well, and we have the North Node in Gemini, which is in its exalted position. And it's at the base of this kite, while the South Node is at the top. So the only way to make your dreams reality, you're going to need to, with this emphasis on air and communication and truth and expression, we need each other, right? Air is people, air is communication, and it's connection. It's also, with Venus and Libra, the role we play. And as we're going through this, we're going through this mutable nodal position. The roles that we take on in life, in our life, in your life right now, whatever role that you're taking on, you have to be comfortable with playing as many as you can, especially with the North Node in Gemini. You can't just sit here, at least comfortably, with the moon on Saturn, which is a very hard position. Saturn likes to swallow its babies, remember. So the moon there wants to feel comfortable in its rebellion, wants to feel comfortable with itself and be its kooky, weird self, you know? To have its own little spaceship. But Saturn in Aquarius, which is very strong right now, is it's like man or individual versus society right now. To help yourself to get where you need to be, you have to ditch the role that you're playing in your life right now and take on a different role. And surround yourself with different people. And it's okay if you don't know exactly what that is or what it will turn into at the end of the day. Like nothing's concrete, you know? But you have to be comfortable with spinning. Okay. That's enough of that. A lot of this this Virgo energy also opposing Neptune. Everything will come to oppose Neptune throughout this month. So there's a lot of questioning of, is this the highest spiritual path? Am I being led in the right direction? It's like we're searching for some source of wisdom, but the only way... Sorry, my computer's so loud. The only way forward is to trust our intuition. To trust the dream that we had was valid. And the only way forward is to fix the reality that we're in. You can't look for a savior. You can't escape through any sort of drug or procrastination or distancing yourself from people, unless they're the wrong type of people. You have to connect. And you have to think on your feet. And you have to be smart about how you think on your feet. You can't just relax. This is not summer vacation time. It's not. It's not go off to Bali. You know? You have to sit with where you are. And whatever needs to be fixed to get where you ultimately want to go, do that now. Overall, I do believe that this month is one of the greatest gifts that we have been given. Use this full moon at the end of this month, all of us, and especially the new moon as well. Use both of them. Use this entire month to cultivate your true heart space energy. Work with yourself. Practice. Get in front of the camera if you need to, if you feel called to do that. You know? Wake up and serve the light. Because that's the only way that you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And to see the dream manifest before your eyes. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'm about to get into the sun sign horoscopes now for this month, so stay tuned. Hey guys, I tried to record the sun sign horoscopes for you as an all-in-one video, but it just got to be a bit too much for me. I'm still trying out this setup here in my home studio, and I'm still trying to get the format of these readings down, which I do not have down. So it's going to be a bit of a trial and error for me, but this is the start of a new journey, so you can expect to hear a lot more from me. I know I always say that, but I have a reason to be here now. So I thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will be back for the new moon in Leo horoscope. I know I missed the full moon in Aquarius, which was exactly on my moon, which is kind of strange that I happened to miss that one, but no worries. I am back, and you'll also be getting some new content from me. So it won't just be horoscopes, but it will also be some more education based, more focused on teaching you how to read a natal chart, teaching you the intricacies of astrology more so than just explaining what's happening in the sky at the moment. So you'll be seeing a lot more of those types of videos from me, and I have a lot of other things planned that I am excited to share with you guys. So enjoy your night, or enjoy your day, or enjoy your month, and I will see you all soon.